Now, the Italian Prime Minister, Giuseppe Conte, has threatened to resign if the partners in his populist coalition don't stop posturing, while he demands they get to work on new policies to help the country.
I won't agree to languish just to prolong my presence here. If they don't clearly show a sense of responsibility, very simply, in full transparency, I will hand in my resignation.
Well, Erik Nielsen of UniCredit Group, chief economist, is still with us. Erik, when you look at what Mr. Conte was saying, he doesn't really hold the power in this coalition, right? Especially after the EU elections. It's Matteo Salvini. Will he go to early elections?
Well, the interesting thing in Italy is that only the president can call elections. So there are two theories, right? Prime Minister Conte has had enough of this squabble. These are two very unusual bedfellows, if you will, in government. So he could have had enough of this. And that's the most likely scenario, I think. The other possibility, of course, is that Salvini actually wants an election, early election, because he looks like he's going to win. But to make that happen, he needs to set in motion events that leads the president to call the elections. And whether Conte sees this and wants this, I don't know. But certainly if there were early elections on opinion polls, Salvini stands to win that one.
Okay, but who's in charge? Is it Matteo Salvini, and what's his relationship like with the EU? He seems to have toned it down a little bit.
Yeah, he had to, because he came up to power on a very anti-European stance, right? Even threatening at times taking Italy out of the euro. And then he sees that the opinion polls in Italy, support for the euro increased from less than 50 to 72, 73%. The biggest increase we've ever seen in a year in any country. And then he says, oh, okay, I want to stay in, but change it from within. And that's where we are now.
What's the dynamic of the little g, the economic growth in Italy? I mean, everybody talks about it. There has to be a permanence to a better economic growth. Do you see any vision of the entire UniCredit team, both your economic team and your commercial banking team? Do they see any sense of getting to a better little g in Italy?
No, the policies are not supporting a lift in the potential growth rates, if you will. But what you do see is you have still very good companies in the export sector. So Italian exports continue to grow faster than the growth in the market, so they gain market share. So they've done that for several years now. So this is the good part of the story. But what you see in the last year is that people's savings ratio have gone up instead of consuming, and companies have started to invest less. So nervousness have been the predominant part where Italy is different from the rest of Europe over the last year or thereabout, and that has taken growth down.